All right, this is the Lydia and Spin with Lydia Lunch and Tim Dahl. Tim,
Here we are.
I'm at the Crystal Hotel in Portland.
Oh,
Tonight I'm showing my film and happy to be here. Very
how was the 6 a.m. flight?
whatever. It's a very psychedelic San Francisco style hotel. It's amazing. So, anyway, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get it on.
Let's
I'm
do
going to
it.
start with this Major Asshole and Tucker Carlson butt buddy Derek Hunter, both known for talking doublespeak out of their asses, is asking, why should I care about the Los Angeles riots? Quote, it's time to accept that some people simply cannot be reached. Now, everything he says is a projectile vomit
Yep.
about who he is.
Yep.
They are like smelly virgin terminators who cannot be reasoned with. They're called Democrats. No, they're called Republicans. Not all Democrats. Some are complete automatons. They're just too busy and don't pay attention to anything outside their immediate area. Now, again, talking
Projection.
about himself. Yeah, they're either actively engaging in activities that are anti-American or enabling these
Who's he to
activities.
determine what that is?
Well,
He's
the thing
anti-American. He's an anti-constitutionalist.
I projectile
Yeah,
vomiting.
yeah, exactly.
We must let all of them marinate in the consequences of their stupid decisions. He compared California Democrats to children who only learn by doing something, not
It's all
by
projection.
listening. Hello, Trump.
It's all projection.
After generations of blind loyalty to a failed political party, it is abundantly clear, hello, that they have to learn the hard way. Ultimately, I'm inclined to let California leftists punch themselves in the face, but only to a certain point. Now, in my opinion, and let me carry on. It is time to confront the cockocracy, and allow me. And if you've heard this before, you need to hear it again. To quote George Orwell, who wrote in 1984, between 1946 and 1949, in times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Well, I have been a revolutionary my whole fucking life.
Sure.
Quote, the further a society drifts from truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. Oh,
Yep.
I'll say Republicans talking out of both sides of their mouths as they deride Europe, claiming censorship while they commit it, while attempting to shut down public broadcasts, universities, and anyone who disagrees with their pathetic rhetoric. Quote, Orwell, no one ever seizes power with the intention of relinquishing it. All tyrannies rule through fraud and force, but once the fraud is exposed, they must rely exclusively on force. What are we seeing right now? The arrogance of claiming a third term in office for diaper Donnie, threatening to overtake Greenland, turning the Gaza Strip into the new Mar-a-Lago, reclaiming that the Panama Canal belongs to America, wanting to overtake Canada. I mean, how much worse does it get? Anyway, quote, it's frightful that people who are so ignorant have so much influence. Oh, but the tide will turn, and it is. If you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. And the last quote, all the war propaganda, all the screaming and lies and hatred comes invariably from people who have never fought in a war. Draft dodging Donnie. The war is not meant to be won. It is meant to be continuous. And hello, and why is it that I say the war is never fucking over?
Yes. I mean, the list goes on. And of course, unrest and all that stuff. Well, January 6th, he's totally for it. The cop killers, as long as it serves his fucking interest, it's just insulting. Um,
Well, the good thing is a lot of protests are happening, and I'll
yeah,
get
but,
to
yeah,
that
but,
in a minute.
but
Well, what's
this
it
is
going to change? Right.
well, he's going to attack all the cities this year. I mean,
Yeah.
already they've already called in the National Guard for San Antonio. He's going to go after Chicago. He's going to go after any blue city, and he's going to try to intimidate people. But this is looking like the end of the Soviet Union, maybe for America, and it's going to be just a power grab of oligarchs. It's not going to. I don't see it being this peaceful, heroic
Yeah.
transition. I think it's not looking good. And of course, you have Susan Collins is like, Marines that went too far. Well, you helped them get elected, you fucking bitch. So like whatever. You can't just start crying at the last second after you've actually assisted this kind of shit. I mean, oh, I'm jumping ship. It's because she's in Maine. So if there's any kind of
Yeah.
if New England
Ain't going to
secedes,
happen there.
or if
Yeah.
California secedes, or New York does, she's stuck up there. But she's actually assisted this. Yeah. By the way, of course, Musk is now. Oh, I went too far. Talking about this. It was my theory the whole time, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna test this with you. What you think? What is it? What did that feud remind you of? What did that feud remind you of? I know it reminded me.
Two dumb dogs fighting in the
Yeah,
backyard.
it's called WWE, And who is Trump? Some of his best friends, the McMahons. I really think they were coached to do this. Now, just like WWE or WWF, depending on
That's right.
They
Rematch.
do go. No, they do go off script. So you have two meatheads on steroids in there, and sometimes someone gets a little extra hurt, like kids playing, and then one starts crying. They do go off script, and sometimes things do happen. I think it was scripted, and then it went a little off script, and now they're kind of like roping in a little bit.
Let me stop you there for scripted. First of all, neither of those two idiots, Musk or Trump, could remember or memorize anything.
Well, no, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. There was a storyline, and it went out of control, and now they're trying to rope it in. I do not think that was spontaneous.
Let's speak of someone who's even dumber. Hegseth.
Wait
a minute.
Ass handed to him, exactly.
Well, speaking about asses, he just said, we were cutting millions of dollars, and one of the things we're cutting is, and he made a little hand motion, marbles up cats' asses was something that the military was paying for to investigate what? I mean, it's just another one of his false bullshit crapo.
So you have
talking out of his ass.
This bullshit Doge. Okay. We're cutting out the fat and all that. Meanwhile, sending the Marines, who are trying to kill, by the way. And if one bullet goes off, maybe it's a civil war. If someone gets shot, maybe we'll see. But that's called what? It costs 150 million.
134 million.
And then what's the parade this weekend going to cost?
Well, let's get to that in a minute. All the Marines. Have you seen the pictures sleeping on the floor, like on top of each other? No food, no water.
Well, yeah. Again. This is disrespectful and dangerous for our military. Total disrespect. Yep. A lot of these Marines are going back to the neighborhoods they grew up in. A lot of our military come from, families who are basically just one step above poverty, maybe in poverty.
Well, that's who they seduce.
They're sending them back to their own fucking neighborhoods. Why? How dare you do that? Actually.
Well, and actually, one of the, I don't know if it was a Marine or a cop, but somebody recognized them from school and said, you flunked math twice. Now, that so-called Christian, Mike Johnson, suggested that Gavin Newsom should be tarred and feathered, reminding us that the maggots are attempting to set us back hundreds of years. Tarring and feathering, by the way, Tim, was popular from 1766 to 1776. Now, let me just give you a little history.
That was old school one. Duels, open duels.
It gained notoriety in the lead up to the American Revolution, which there is another one coming, when patriots tarred and feathered tax collectors and loyalists. So again, speaking projectile vomiting when it should come back to them being tarred and feathered. Now, this practice was also used in other historical events, like the treatment of Joseph Smith, I don't blame him, in 1832, but also the Ku Klux Klan against African Americans. And the practice was, of course, used in Europe since the Middle Ages. Now, I mean that's Christian speak. Tarred and feathered. Okay, you freaking
Joseph Smith was going, so I think he started in New Hampshire, but he thought the Garden of Eden was in Missouri, and then he showed up there, and then they didn't like him there, so he went to Illinois, and then he was like a polygamist, and these Christians didn't like that, and eventually they got him. But Brigham Young, they took him all to Utah, and he's like, "Here, we arrived." And we're like, "What are you talking about?"
They found their nirvana. Found their nirvana. Well, it's interesting to see. I mean, again, this happens every few years in America, but I'm just wondering what it is solving at this point. I mean, there are protests going on in so many cities, but this weekend, the weekend of the big, how many millions of dollar parade for the liar in chief, 25 to 45 million for that narcissist birthday, which is going to, 45 million doesn't even include the Secret Service, law enforcement, or repairing the streets. But on the same day, No Kings, Day of Defiance, with more than 100 pro-democracy advocacy groups organizing protests, 1,800 rallies across all 50 states, including in Colombia, Malawi, Italy, Portugal, Germany, the United Kingdom, everywhere but Washington, D.C., because they don't want to give the ass clowns more ammunition. And same day, hang on, the Women's March is separately organizing protests called Kick Out the Clowns, with more than 13,000 people RSVP'd across 320 events. So June 14th is going to be a big day.
I hope so, and I hope people feel the solidarity. But as
again, what's it going to solve?
As the interview between Chris Hedges and Nader. Nader says basically once you have the Reagan era hyper privatization of our journalistic or analog periodicals such as New York Times, that's when you have like Lifestyle magazine. That's when they go from hard journalism and stop reporting on civil protests, civil activism, and they only focus on money-driven political ambitions and stuff like that.
Well, I mean,
no, but it's like Rose Tang, who was on who's our guest. She was saying later, I don't know if she said it in our podcast, but she definitely said it to me that I think she said it in the podcast, if the Tiananmen Square people knew this was actually happening, and the rest of the media knew it was happening in universities all over China, actually at the same time, no one even knew that. Then she thinks they would have taken over, but there's literally a downplay of actual.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've been scrolling the news, a lot of news channels, and they have been showing what's going on in a lot of places, and I have a feeling this weekend they're going to be showing a lot. But speaking about other, absolute insanity. So since February, the U.S. has held approximately 500. They want to send thousands more migrants at Guantanamo Bay, and now supposedly the use of the facility appears to who adds this up costs $100,000 per day for each detainee. That's where the fucking money goes.
I mean, it's contract.
How much does it cost?
It's a shakedown of contracts. It's just like mafia with construction sites and all that shit. It's the same.
Well, and if you want to hear about more money waste by the biggest money waster on the planet, Diaper Donnie's Gulf trips have cost the U.S. taxpayers upwards of $26 million so far. And meanwhile, the king of clubs, who chronically lies about his own handicap, and he is handicapped, all right, his Bedminster golf course was cited for 18 violations, health, and received a score of 32 out of 100, the lowest in the country for like a public club. What a filthmonger. Here, the germaphobe is the filthiest fuck on the planet, morally, mentally, etc.
So meanwhile, and this is the other comment about all of this is not just the violence and the instigation and the escalation, of all these things, which is all intentional. It's also a distraction, the great distraction,
of course,
to try to push through the. What's up with all these B alliterations? What is it called? Big beautiful bill, and then
God,
her things like B best, but like AI's inside this shit because it's like even Biden's thing was build back better. Some robot telling everyone like B B B.
Well, obviously that's as far in the alphabet as they got.
Well, seriously.
I mean, I take it to D, Diaper Donnie. I mean, even A to C, ass clowns. I mean, I don't have to go much further than that.
What about ZZZ? Fucking the whole thing's boring. You want to fall asleep.
Well, I mean, if you're in downtown LA, I think that you'll be. I know that my good friend Mr. Buck Naked is now wearing camouflage, hoping to not be taken in as an immigrated cat.
Oh my God! So well, all right. So what else? RFK Jr. basically fired all the vaccine experts in the CDC. Like, okay, man. All right, thanks.
Well,
thanks.
I mean, what do you expect for somebody who admits he has a worm in his brain and also was a heroin addict?
Oh, there's that.
Whose whole family even hates him.
Meanwhile, massive toxic explosion spill of nitric acid.
Train derailment?
No.
Oh, there was also the train derailment.
Or maybe was it a train? I thought it was a
Texas.
factory. I thought it was the Austin. No. This is like a factory, a thing that makes explosives. They had to basically halt any flights. A 4,000 square miles flies. No go. Southern Ohio.
Oh my God.
180 miles from East Palestine. A couple hours from there.
I'm lucky I flew over the toxic effluvium.
Oh, they avoid that. No, that just happened.
Yeah, I have to say, when I got off the plane in Portland, it smelled so good here.
Pacific Northwest, yeah.
It just smelled so good. And I have to say, the last half hour of flight was really gorgeous. I mean, you see all the big mountains. We're just waiting for them to all explode as well. Join Etna, whatever.
Brian Wilson died. What do you think of the Beach Boys?
Couldn't fucking stand him. No, hate him. I mean, the Bee Gees, ABBA, and the Beach Boys. The A to B. That's as far as I go, and that's where my hatred extends.
Other stuff that was.
Hey! No! But you haven't seen me in a floppy hat and afro, have you? Could be coming. Every day's Halloween around here.
He had a big drug problem, and I mean, well, he wasn't really active for 45 years,
Well,
even though he made a
excuse me,
great
like Brian
contribution.
Wilson didn't have a drug problem. I mean, he needed drugs. He was so
I'm not
dumb.
making that a qualitative it's judgment. I'm just saying, like, it's
Yeah.
interesting that Sison. It's sad, actually, that
Yeah.
he
Well,
didn't do
speaking
stuff for
about
45
rape, at
years.
least Weinstein finally got another fucking sentence today.
Well, he got the retrial, and it was actually, in a weird way, to read between the lines, it was kind of downplayed to sexual harassment, right?
But
It
he's
wasn't.
still going down.
Oh,
And
yeah, it's still
then,
going down, of course, of
but
course.
you know, the P. Diddy goes on and on and on. I mean, it's just repetitive. I mean, the evidence is just the same fucking thing over and over and over again. I pity the jury there, actually. They must be
Well,
like wanting to vomit in their, take a shit in their seat.
but it might go like Cosby, like his lawyers are just waiting for one slip up, and as the great Murray Richmond defense lawyer in New York City, he says, there's just give me a microscopic little crack, and I'm gonna rip that fucking hole
Well, I
wide
mean,
open.
what's to rip? I mean, the
I don't know. I'm
obvious,
not
the
there, but
evidence is there,
well,
but
I would say so too.
I
But
mean, what a sleaze bag. What a sleaze bag. But yeah, whatever. Who am I to judge?
yeah, a lot of people were at those parties.
Yeah, but
Well,
just because they were at the party doesn't mean they went up to the top floor. You know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
I know that. I know that.
But
Well,
who knows who did? I mean,
well,
look, it's like the Epstein, files. Which, by the way, I mean, right now, some of the conservatives are coming down on that, cross-eyed Cash Patel, going, "Where are the fucking Epstein files that you claimed you were going to put?" Because they think that Cash, of course, Cash is deep state for not releasing all the thousands of pages of that CIA pedophile Epstein.
yeah. Well,
Coming down on him now. Like,
it's on all sides of so many powerful people from all sides. And of course, Cash, being addressed like, oh, what do you think about the feud between Musk and Trump? He's like, oh, I'm going to stay out of this. It's like, well, wait a second. I thought you were head of the FBI. Why are you staying out of this? I mean, he's making massive accusations that Trump's is on the list.
Well,
So,
of course he look.
well, of course he is. It's old news, exactly. But
That's such tired fucking news. It's like saying, "Oh, Tim, you stubbed your toe in 1973 when you tried to put your cowboy boots on as a baby."
82, San Diego, Mission Beach. I remember that mission. Violently. It was awful.
Yeah, well, all I know.
Well,
Anyway,
yeah,
anyway, I mean, I just suggest that people take the rest of the day off, congratulate themselves for the things in their life that are good, try to put all the rioting and the authoritarianism and the dictatorship aside for a minute and realize it is the same as it ever was. Now it's just as worse. I mean, this has gone on historically forever. I don't know what the solution is other than, two to the fucking head, but that's not enough. So many men, so few bullets. What can I say?
I think New York City, well, he owns Eric Adams, so that we know where that's going to tip. And yeah. I mean, Sunset Park will probably be one that they're going to pick on. It's. I
mean, I'm waiting for the enemy within, meaning the friend within. I'm waiting for some of these military who's just going, "You fucking." I'm waiting for the rogue element because it should happen because. But then again, there's also a lot of outside. Again, Allah might step in and do something really. I mean, they want to take all of them out. So you never know.
Well, let's. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. First of all, this so-called immigration crisis or whatever.
Such bullshit.
But let's take from their angle. Okay, let's say there is a crisis. Well, guess why there is one? There is one. The USA. Every single fucking dictator we've installed since the Monroe Doctrine in Latin America, we are the consumer of the drugs that empower the cartels. We sell the weapons to the fucking cartels. So don't give me this shit. And then why are they here?
Well, and look,
people are trying to save their fucking lives.
I just think also the millions of people that Trump never paid and ripped off is why he wants to get rid of them. Wouldn't even pay his freaking gardeners. I mean, come on. What a ripoff. It's going to be a sad day when they got nobody to mow their lawn or work in the factories. And the thing is, this is just the collapse of the American hypocrisy of democracy. It's going down. Republicans are taking us down. Good luck. Maybe it'll come around. But I don't have much else to say, That's all I know.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'll be in Seattle with 15 wild Wishes doing a spoken word workshop and putting that out on the stage on Sunday. Jasmine Hurst is coming. We're filming that.
Beautiful.
All I can say is got to get women's voices out there because we're sick of all these fucking men talking out of both sides of their goddamn ass. When with that, I'm going to close with This is the Lydia and Spin with Lydia Lunch and Tim Dog. We got work to do, my friend. We got things going on. All right. It's a shorty. Go listen to some music. I wrote 400 songs. Leave me alone.